Education is now our third biggest export market. So what can we expect from this sector in the next 5 years? Foreign students now comprise 1 in 4, effectively subsidising locals. But how far can we take this into the future? Join me for a frank discussion on all levels of education, primary, secondary, TAFE as well as tertiary. I want to know, are we doing the best for our kids?
The next 5 years with Bernard Salt.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us live here on Sky News Weather. It's just gone 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Now we are seeing some major flooding across southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales in the wake of ex-tropical cyclone Debbie. We have had a disaster declared for 5 government areas in New South Wales. Southeast Queensland also suffering with thousands displaced from their home. This is what the Queensland Police Commissioner Ian Stewart had to say on the matter.
Tides at the moment are working on a midday, midnight peaks, and with the lows in between. So certainly tonight and then again tomorrow will be very concerning times for these areas. But we do know that as the tide's gone out, we see the water get away quicker, and that's happening right as we speak now. So hopefully we'll see the water get away enough so that you don't have any further drama.
Now, much of the flooding that we are seeing is along coastal areas, which means that it is easier to drain, so it will be quite severe flooding, what we are seeing right now, and has caused a lot of damage, but it will be relatively short-lived. Now, it is, of course, due to ex-tropical cyclone Debbie, which is currently located off the coast of southeast Queensland. It is tracking southeast and strengthening as she does so. So with that, we are seeing some damaging winds, gusty winds through northeast New South Wales and southeastern Queensland. We do have a severe weather warning for damaging winds. That's winds with gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour for the Wide Bay and Burnett, as well as the southeast coast in Queensland and New South Wales. Those warnings are in place for the Northern Rivers and Mid-North Coast. Cape Byron did record a 104-kilometre gust in the early hours of this morning. Now, we've also seen widespread heavy rain with totals, 24-hour totals between 100 and isolated totals up to 600 millimetres across southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales. Now, as I mentioned, we do have a state of disaster in 5 government areas in northeastern New South Wales. Thankfully, we have seen the rain clearing and easing. We're not recording any rainfall since 9 a.m. throughout northeastern New South Wales. Brisbane only recording 0.2 of a millimetre there. Similar conditions in Kingaroy, but drying up for the most part. Now, we are seeing major flooding, not only river flooding, but flash flooding across the affected areas. Thousands of people are being displaced. Thousands of people are without electricity in their homes as well. We do have major river flooding in Queensland for the Logan and Albert rivers, the Bremer River and the Lockyer, Ladley and Worrell Creeks, the Connors and Isaac, Mackenzie and Fitzroy rivers, the Baffle Creek, the Upper Burnett River, as well as minor to moderate flood warning for the Lower Burnett River in New South Wales. We have a major flood warning for the Tweed River at Murwillumbah and Chindera, and also the Wilsons River at Lismore. We also have minor to major flooding for the Richmond River as well in New South Wales. Now, if you are in those flood-affected areas, please press red on your remote, followed by green, and you can check your latest flood warnings in your area. Now, we are seeing ex-tropical cyclone Debbie drifting further southeast. Now, we do have a severe weather warning for damaging winds and heavy rainfall for Lord Howe Island at the moment as well. And we're also seeing some abnormally high tides and damaging surf. We do have warnings currently in place for those as well. In Queensland, in the southeast Queensland, we do have dangerous surf likely south of Sandy Cape. Also damaging surf conditions expected along the Byron coast in New South Wales. Waves exceeding 5 metres are expected to cause significant coastal erosion. We also have dangerous surf conditions right along the New South Wales coast north of Sydney today, and that is likely to continue into tomorrow as well. So people are urged to avoid coastal activities such as rock fishing, surfing, and even swimming in those areas. Now, of course, the major message that we are trying to get out with these conditions is to remember that if it is flooded, forget it, and also to avoid any coastal activities while these dangerous surf conditions persist. But if you do find yourself in need of any assistance at all, please don't hesitate to call the SES on 132 500.